Trojan Sports Now.
The football team has hit a rough spell as they are now 1-8 on the season. The team takes the field again at home this weekend in hopes of securing another victory. Amy Olsen has the details.
The football team is back at home after a road stretch and is looking to improve on their 1-8 record as they take on Georgia State. And head coach Larry Blakeney said these two teams should be similar on the field.
They're a lot like us offensively. Defensively, they're more of a three-man front, and they move them east and west, and we just gotta prepare well. Hopefully, we get some of those guys back that got hurt in the game and were hurt for the game.
After a 6-day stretch with 2 games on the road, the players are looking forward to being back home for the game this weekend.
It's good to be back home. Like I said, this 2-week span has been tough. Like game on Friday, game on Thursday, it's a tough turnaround. Not just with football, but with classes and everything like that. It's been real rough on me. But I think this week we're gonna get a lot of guys back healthy, and I think we have a real good, legitimate chance this week to do good things.
Troy and Georgia State met last year in Georgia, where Troy won 35-28.
Oh, Georgia State's a good team. They played us hard last year. Like they were just coming into the Sun Belt and everything. They really played us hard and gave us a real tough game. I think as a group, Georgia State is going to be one of our tough opponents.
And with this being the second year of the matchup, the players know exactly what to expect.
We expect a physical game. We just expect them to come out and give us, like, we're going to get everybody's best game. So everybody feels like we're just a stepping stone to everybody. So we feel like if we execute our game plan, that we're in a good spot.
Amy Austin, Trojan Sports Now.
The football team will take the field against Georgia State on Saturday beginning at 2 p.m.
The volleyball team will host the 2 Sun Belt Conference Louisiana teams over the weekend. First, the Trojans will host UL Monroe to start the weekend. This is the second time for these 2 teams to meet this season. Earlier in the season, Monroe defeated the Trojans 3-2. ULM is 10th in the Sun Belt, right above Troy. Their conference record is 1-13, while their overall record is 7-20. Then Troy will take on UL Lafayette in Trojan Arena. The Raging Cajuns are currently 8th in the conference with a record of 5-10. ULL's overall record is 16-11. And Troy and the Raging Cajuns met in Louisiana earlier this season, where the Trojans fell 3-2 to the Raging Cajuns. And head coach Sonny Kirkpatrick said old footage is their focus to see what the other team's weaknesses are.
We're just going back and looking at some of the things that we did really well, and then some of the things they did well against us. And naturally, we want our good to be better, and we want their good to not be quite so good. So we're just looking at how they did things and how they scored against us and what we can do to try to eliminate some of their points.
Troy is currently 1-14 in conference play, and its overall record is 9-18.
And for the men's basketball team, senior forward Kevin Thomas was named the All-Sun Belt third team. Thomas averaged 6.9 rebounds throughout the last season. He finished his junior season with 215 rebounds. Thomas also averaged 9.2 points per game and scored in double figures at least 14 times last season. The men's season will also begin on November 14th, but their game will be in Trojan Arena against Brewton Parker.
And even though basketball season is still a week away, one women's basketball player is being recognized for a preseason award. Junior guard Ashley Beverly Kelly was named to the All-Sun Belt preseason first team. Beverly Kelly averaged 13.2 points a game last season, marking her as 9th in the conference. In Beverly Kelly's freshman and sophomore years, she scored 771 points, making that the most by any player in Troy's Division I history. She helped Troy average a Sun Belt best 80.4 points per game last season, which ranked at 15th in the nation. The women's season will begin on November 14th.
The soccer team won their first match in the Sun Belt Conference Championship, and now the Trojans will face number 3 seed Texas State in their next match. The last game the Trojans lost was against the Bobcats with a score of 0-2. Since then, Texas State has won 1 game, lost 2 games, and 1 tied game. Now the Bobcats' record is 11-6-2. Since the Trojans' last meeting with Texas State, the Trojans have won 5 games in a row. Head coach Jason Hamilton says they have improved since then and will be a good matchup.
You know, we lost to Texas State on a Sunday on a really hard road trip. So, you know, if we see them in the second round, if we get there, you know, we think we'll have a good game against them as well.
The game will be this Friday and is set to start at 4 p.m.
And like we said earlier, the basketball teams still have a week before the regular season starts, but the teams wanted to start this season off with a lot of momentum and support and held an event to do just that. Hundreds of students packed Trojan Arena last night for the first ever Trojan Madness. This was an event focused on gaining support for the men's and women's basketball teams.
Last year, we didn't have a good enough marketing for our basketball teams. You know, like sometimes the games are not as packed as we wanted to be. You know, so me and the rest of the team, we all came together and decided, you know, we got to do something big, some type of event for the men's and the women's basketball team that we can both, you know, have fun, you know, put on a show, you know, and get more people to come out to our game.
Trojan Madness ranged from a three-point contest to scrimmages to dunking contest. And senior Kevin Thomas said dunking has always been his favorite part of the game.
I mean, I love dunking. You know, I mean, ever since I was in 8th grade, I was dunking right there. So, you know, I love putting on a show for everybody. You know, I love, you know, entertaining and stuff like that. So it was great to just be out there, you know, have some fun with my teammates and have fun with the women's basketball team. So, you know, it was great for me.
And not only was this event fun for students and players, head coach Phil Cunningham said this is a momentum starter to kick the season off right.
Well, I think it's just building some excitement for the upcoming season. And we're in the middle of a grind right now. We're in the middle of 2 days. We practiced at 6 this morning. We're going to turn around and practice twice tomorrow, including at 6 a.m. So this was a good distraction for our team to come out here and have some fun.
The men's season starts at home on November 6th, while the women's game is the same night, but will be away.
That's all the time we have for Trojan Sports Now. Check us out online at trojanvision.troy.edu to catch anything you missed.
For Clay Yeager, I'm Amy Austin. Thanks for watching, and as always, go
Trojans!
Trojans.